Picture this. I was working at a district hospital about 5 years ago, and I tried to teach my diabetic patients about low-carb diet. Then one day, this dietitian shows up, and we got into this heated debate. I asked her, why are we still loading diabetic patients with carbs? Why are we giving them afternoon dessert? All this will just make the diabetic control even worse. Because here's the thing, in government hospital, patient gets 3 meals a day plus a 3 p.m. dessert. And she hits me with one sentence. Carbs are important. We must eat carbs. I remember thinking, what nonsense is this? And that is exactly what I wanted to dive into today. How to actually reverse diabetes. Not just manage it with more medications, but how to reverse it. If you're watching this and your blood sugars numbers are not where you want them to be, or someone you love is struggling with diabetes, stay with me. I'm going to give you 5 actionable steps that you can genuinely use. Now, here's the thing. This topic is so important and packed with information that I have broken it down into a 3-part video series so you can actually absorb and implement each step properly. In part 1, we are covering step 1 and step 2, which is how to monitor your blood sugar like a pro and how to eliminate the food that are spiking your sugar. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss part 2 and 3. Trust me, you will want to listen to all 5 steps. But first, why should you even care about this? Because diabetes isn't just a number on the chart. It is one of the biggest killers worldwide. When rotated through endocrine, I kept getting called to the orthopedic ward. You know what I saw? Diabetic foot cases. Severe one. People losing limbs because of infection their bodies just couldn't fight. And the worst, some got severe blood infections due to very bad infection of the limb. And here is what high blood sugar does to you. It quietly damages your blood vessels and nerves. Your circulation tank. Inflammation goes through the roof. Artery get blocked. There you go, heart attacks and strokes. And your immune system, it gets so weak that every little infections become a battle. Most patients I saw in medical wards had some sort of metabolic issues, and diabetes was almost always in the mix. But here's the good news, and I really mean this. Diabetic is not a life sentence. You can do something to reverse it or at least put it into remission. I've seen this happen. With the right changes, you can take back control. Let me show you how. Hi, I'm Dr. Lee. I've been practicing medicine for over 15 years, and my mission is simple. Give you the knowledge to control your diabetes. Quick disclaimer though, work with your doctor on this, especially if you are on multiple medications. Some of these steps can drop your blood sugar dangerously low if you're not careful. Ready? Let us dive into step 1 and step 2. Step 1. Monitor your blood sugars. Know your numbers. You cannot fix what you don't measure, right? So let us start with basic, a glucometer. This is that small device where you prick your fingers, put a drop of blood on the test strip, and boom, you got your blood sugars reading in seconds. It is simple, it is affordable, and most diabetic patients already have one. But here is where technology gets really exciting. The continuous glucose monitor, or what we call CGM. Think of CGM like your 24 hours blood sugar police. Instead of pricking your fingers multiple times a day, you wear a small sensor, usually on your arms or on your abdomen. It is about the size of a coin, and it sits just under your skin. This sensor continuously measures your glucose levels every few minutes, all day and all night. The data gets sent wirelessly into your smartphone or a separate receiver. You can literally open an app and see your blood sugar in real time. But it gets even better. you see the trend. You can see, is your sugar climbing, dropping, stable? You will know instantly. Here is why this is so powerful. Let's say you eat that innocent looking bowl of rice at lunch. With a regular glucometer, you might check once and it was normal. Maybe an hour later, you will see high number. That's all. But with a CGM, you watch the whole story unfold. You see how quickly it spikes, how high it goes, and how long it takes to come back. This is game-changing information. Or maybe you think you're doing everything right, but you wake up with high blood sugars. A CGM shows you what happened overnight. Maybe your liver is dumping glucose at 3 a.m. Now you know what you are dealing with. So some of the popular CGM brands including Freestyle Libre, Dexcom, Gradients by Medtronic. Some need prescription, some don't. Depends on where you live. Now, here's the plan. Start paying attention to what different food do to your body. That innocent looking bowls of rice, watch what happened to your blood sugar. That banana, track it. That so-called healthy whole wheat bread, check the spike. You will start noticing patterns. Maybe rice send you to the roof, but sweet potato don't. Maybe you can handle a small portion of berries, but mangoes are the disaster. Keep a food journal alongside your monitoring. Write it down. Write down what you ate, how much you ate, how high your blood sugar, or how your blood sugar respond, how you felt afterwards. This isn't about perfections. It is about awareness. Once you know your triggers, you can adjust. Maybe you realize that adding protein and fat to your rice reduce that spike. Maybe you discover that eating carbs at night hits harder than lunch. These insights are goals. And here is the psychology benefit. When you see the number respond to your choices, it is incredibly motivating. You are not guessing anymore. You have evidence. You are not hoping. You are knowing. That feedback loop keeps you accountable and put you back in the driver's seat. Trust me, this one habit, monitor and tracking, is the foundations everything else builds on. You become a scientist, studying your own body, and that is when real change happens. Number 2, cut the sugars and refined carbs. Let us be real. Sugar and refined carbohydrates are the villains in this story. They are the direct cause of your blood sugar spikes. And if you are serious about reversing diabetes, this is not negotiable. The obvious culprit, added sugars. Here is your action plan. Ditch that liquid sugar bombs, the sodas, the energy drinks, the sweet teas, the fruit juice. Just no. These are the worst offender because liquid sugars hits your bloodstream like a freight train. No fiber to slow it down, no chewing to satisfy you, just pure glucose and maybe fructose, which is more dangerous than glucose, by which I will talk about in another video. One can of regular soda, there's about 39 grams of sugars, almost 10 teaspoons. Your pancreas go into overdrive trying to produce enough insulin to handle that assault. Do this daily, and you're basically training your body to become insulin resistant. Those dessert and processed snacks, they are hiding sugar everywhere. Check the labels, and the so-called healthy granola bar also packed with sugar. Those crackers, sugars again. The yogurt marketed as low fat, they remove the fat and replace it with sugars to make it taste better. And here's the sneaky part. Check your sauces and condiments. Ketchup, barbecue sauce, teriyaki sauce, sweet chili sauce, salad dressing. They are sugar delivery system disguised as flavor enhancer. 2 teaspoons of ketchup have a teaspoon of sugars. That healthy salad you are eating, the dressing might have more sugar than a cookie. Read the label. Read every label. If sugars is allies, high fructose corn syrup, maltose, dextrose, cane juice is in the first 3 ingredients. Put it back. Now, here is the hidden problem. All carbohydrates. But here is what most people don't understand. It is not just about sugars. All carbohydrate turns into glucose in your body. That is biochemistry 101. Whether you eat a spoonful of table sugar or a bowl of healthy brown rice, your body breaks it down into glucose. The only difference is speed. Refined carbs break down faster, but they all end up as a sugar in your body. Let me break this down. Grains such as rice, wheat, oats, corn. Rice is a staple in Asian diet. I know. I grew up on rice. I still eat rice. But here's the truth. White rice spikes your blood sugars almost as fast as pure glucose. Brown rice slightly better, but not by much. A cup of cooked white rice contains about 45 grams of carbohydrates. That is equivalent to eating 11 teaspoons of sugars. Your body doesn't see rice, it sees glucose. Wheat products such as bread, pasta, noodles, or anything made out of wheat. Whole wheat sounds healthy, but it still spikes blood sugar significantly. Those breakfast cereal marketed as heart-healthy whole grains, they are carbs bombs as well. Oats may get a pass from many dietitians because of the fiber, but make sure it's still cut oat, not the instant oatmeal you buy from the supermarket. Oats are still predominantly carbohydrates. If you are diabetic, you should avoid oats. Corn, it is technically a grain, not a vegetable. Popcorn, corn tortilla, polenta, all high carbs. Now, starchy vegetables. Potato, sweet potatoes, yams, cassava, taro. These are concentrated sources of starch, which are just long chains of glucose molecule. A medium potato has about 37 grams of carbs. Yes, a sweet potatoes have more fiber and nutrients than white potato, but they are still starchy and will raise your blood sugars. Another source include pumpkin, butternut squash, peas, all higher in carbs than you think. Fruits. This surprise people, but doctors, fruits is also natural, it is healthy. Yes, food has vitamin and also fibers, but it also has fructose and glucose. And some fruits are basically just natural candy. Bananas, mangoes, grapes, pineapple, watermelon. These are highly glycemic fruits that spike your blood sugars quickly. Even the so-called healthy fruits smoothie are dangerous. When you blend fruits, you break down the fibers and make the sugars more readily available. A typical fruit smoothie can have up to 50 grams of carbohydrates. Better choice? If you must eat fruits, choose berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberry in small amount. They are lower in sugars and higher in fiber. Now, dairy products. Milk. Milk contains lactose, a form of milk sugars. 1 cup of milk has about 12 grams of carbs. Doesn't sound like much, but if you are having cereals with milk, you're stacking carbohydrates on carbohydrates. Yogurts, even plain yogurts has lactose. Flavored yogurts is worse. They added extra sugar. Cheese and butters are better option because most of the lactose is removed in processing. But doctor, I need carbs for energy. Remember the dietitian I talked about earlier in the video. This is what that dietitian told me. This is what conventional nutrition advice still says. But here's the truth. You don't need dietary carbohydrates. There's no such thing as an essential carbohydrates in human nutrition. Your body can make all the glucose it needs through a process called gluconeogenesis. producing glucose from protein and also fat. Carbs are conventional fuel, but they are not necessary. And for diabetics, they are problematic fuels. Look, I understand. Complete carbohydrates elimination is very difficult. Especially carbs are just everywhere you go. Social situation, family dinners, cultural events, carbs are everywhere. So, if you are absolutely must eat carbs, here is how to minimize the damage. Control the amount you take. Instead of 2 cups of rice, have half a cup, or even none. Choose 1 carbohydrate source per meal, not multiple. Rice and breads and dessert, choose 1. Use small plates to naturally reduce portion. Choose quality sources. Pair carbohydrates with protein and fat to slow absorption. The timing of carbohydrate intake is also important. Eat carbohydrates after proteins and vegetables. This slows down glucose absorption. Avoid carbohydrates before bed. You are not active to burn them off when you sleep. Consider saving any carbs for after exercise when your muscles are primed to absorb glucose. And choose smart substitute. Cauliflower rice instead of regular rice. Choose zucchini noodles instead of pasta. Lactose wraps instead of bread. Almond flours instead of wheat flours. The bottom line is, the less carbohydrate you eat, the less your body sugar will spike and the less insulin your body needs to produce. Common sense, not complicated at all. For reversing diabetes, lower carbs is better. The science is clear on this, even if conventional dietary advice hasn't caught up yet. Make it count. Every carbohydrate choice is either helping your diabetes or hurting it. Choose wisely. Alright, that's where we will stop for part 1. You have just learned the foundation of reversing diabetes. Step 1. Let us recap again. Step 1. Monitor your blood sugar with glucometers and CGM, because you cannot fix what you don't measure. Now you know exactly how different foods affect your body. Number 2. Cutting out sugars and refined carbohydrates. The root cause of blood sugar spike. You now understand that it is not just candy and soda, but all carbohydrates that turn into glucose in your bloodstream. These first 2 steps alone will start shifting your blood sugar in the right direction, but we are just getting started. Here is what's coming in the part 2. I'm going to show you how to eat in the way that keeps you satisfied, energized, and never feeling deprived. We are talking about protein and healthy fats, the nutrients that stabilize blood sugars and transform your metabolism. Plus, I will break down the exact exercise protocol that builds muscle and turn your body into a glucose burning machine. And trust me, part 2 is where things get really good. You will stop feeling like you are on a restricted diet and start feeling like you are actually nourishing your body. So here is what I need you to do. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss part 2 where I upload. This is a complete system and you need all 5 steps working together. Drop a comment below and tell me, what was your biggest takeaway from this video? And are you shocked about how many foods turn into sugars? Have you tried monitoring your blood sugars with a CGM machine? I read every comment and I want to hear your thought. If this video opened your eyes to what really causing blood sugars issues, smash that thumbs up button. It helps this content reach more people who is desperately needs this information. Thanks for watching part 1. You have taken the first step towards reversing your diabetes and that is huge.